Group B's games got underway today and they have given us plenty to discuss. That's me, Kay Murray, Steffi Jones and Emma Hayes here with you in the studio. Let's take a look at how things are shaping up after what we saw. It was a win for Spain, 4-1 over Finland. As for the Germans, they beat the Danes 4-0. And this, Emma, is how the table is shaping up. Yes, granted it's one game, but it's going to be so important, that goal difference, right?
It is critical because I think the winners of Group B go all the way to the final.
Wow.
And to do that, the +1 in this minute in time, I think, is such an advantage for Germany.
OK, well, let's look back on the day that it was. So let's talk about Spain. So they came out against Finland, Steffi, and one thing that we did know is they were going to be without Alexia Putellas. We already knew they were going to be without Jenni Hermoso, and so they still managed to get a big win. How important is it to start on the right foot as they did?
That was very important. I mean, you lose such two very important players and you win and you score 4 goals, and it took them about, like you said, Emma, 15 minutes, but they managed themselves and now they know they can handle it, and that's great to know. Since they're my favorite team, I want them to go far.
How do you think they fared without Putellas today then?
I think after the initial 15-20 minutes they settled down. I think once the equaliser came, they went on to dominate the game, but it's the type of goals they scored. They're showing something a bit different, a lot of aerial threats, something we've talked about off camera. And they're showing that they've got so many different ways to score goals, something that there's always been a question mark about.
So they then knew, Spain, that obviously they'd got it underway in a great way. They got 3 points there, scoring 4 goals as well is great, which meant that Germany and Denmark could look at that game and think, OK, we've got to get off to a strong start. If we're to take something from this group, as you said, it's going to come down to fine margins here. But what a start it ended up being for Germany, Steffi.
Yeah, I know. I've had to listen to it for the last 2 hours, how amazing it was.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know. You can have it.
You were enjoying it.
Well, we thought you were being biased, but you're right.
Yes.
They deserved everything today. They were simply outstanding in everything they did from start to finish. Yes, Denmark gave them a little bit too much time and space and didn't get it right, but Germany were marvellous.
Well, I was happy because I lost 2-0-17 against Denmark. That was such a hard loss. And seeing this, how the team has developed, how they played, how much they enjoyed.
Did you expect them to be this dominant?
No, really not. And I was impressed, and I'm really proud, and it just looked like they can do this.
Yeah, I think they'll feel that, but the pressure's on for Germany, and I keep saying it, finishing top of this group is absolutely critical, and I think keeping a clean sheet going into the next game, there could be a likely draw versus Spain, and then it all comes down to the final game.
But you said that they are the best team that you've seen so far.
Well, in terms of performance and over 90 minutes, it was prolific, and they show that they maintain performance with a depth coming from the bench. They've got quite a lot of strings to their play.
Steffi, obviously we're just talking about that 2017 loss to Denmark. Would that have been in their minds today, that they wanted revenge?
Hopefully. I mean, I don't care what they took mentally, but they've been playing like they really wanted it to win. And after the first half, I thought, oh my God, not thinking about what could happen if Denmark would have scored. But they did a great job.
Just pulled them apart, didn't they? They ruined them, to be honest.
Yes.
They scored, they kept a clean sheet.
Yes.
Discipline, though, is that going to be a bit of a problem? Are they going to have to tighten things up?
Yeah, it might be. You've got players like Oberdorf, Hegering, you know, they're committed in what they're doing. Thought at times a little bit reckless, and it may cost them later on in the tournament. But I think as long as it's wiped out, which it is, come the quarterfinals, then they'll be back to the beginning.
And you need that. I mean, you know, when you step up, you need to show that you're there, that you can compete, and when it comes 1-to-1, I'll smack you. So
And out of possession, they were outstanding. In every turnover, they had numbers around the ball, they swarmed the ball. It wasn't just in possession, out of possession, extremely, you know,
so
dominant.
They're making their presence felt, and that anyone coming up against them will know that that's the case?
Yes.
All right.
If needed.
OK, if needed. One thing we do think, though, Steffi, is that Emma keeps changing her mind on who her favourite is.
Who's your favourite team?
Look, I've said all along, England, stroke Sweden, stroke Germany. could win this tournament. I'm gonna stick with my home team, but I do think Sweden have got a great chance.
I've got to let you know that it is Germany against Spain coming up on Tuesday. So who have you got as your favourite still?
Well,
try not to hesitate on that. I know you've backed Spain throughout.
No. I really enjoyed watching Germany, and I hope that they don't take it too lightly against Spain. That's important. But I would say it's going to be a remis.
Draw.
Yeah.
It's going to be a draw. But you're sticking with Spain as your favourite to win the whole thing?
I still stick with Spain. Germany.
Time will tell. That is Group B's first games underway. These two keep flip-flopping and changing their minds on who their favourite is, I think. Anyway, Group B's games get underway tomorrow.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.